We're not Rust-Viet, we're Nordic. Sometimes it doesn't, picture doesn't load correctly. We're Nordic agricultural. This should be interesting. Saxony's engineering. Albion's patriotic. Let's see if we can pull off a no-mech strategy here. Hedge your bets, have at least one upgrade. We'll do that. One mech. We're going to have to build one mech. One structure, one recruit, and one of each resource. Guess we're going to have to do that. Start with some oil. Means next turn when we move, we can get an upgrade. Albion's going for the early enlist. They don't start with any combat cards, so my guess is they're going to get the combat card enlist. Well, they didn't, but they got their combat cards. Because what Saxony's going to do if Albion doesn't do that is they're going to build a few mechs, and then they're going to go up here and try to ruin their day. Gonna get on village and oil. We would have liked to go over here, but that's Albion's village, and he'd just run up here and boot our workers. Alright. Start to make our buildings a little bit cheaper. Probably going to produce next turn. He's got his first mech as a speed mech. That doesn't tell us much about his strategy. Okay, we're going to trade for a food and an oil. That's because next turn we're going to produce, which is going to give us a total of 2 oil and 3 workers. We got ahead of ourselves, didn't we? Now we have our oil. Problem is we have to move to use the oil, and we want to get to 5 workers before we move. So we've got to use a filler action here. So we're trying to think of something that we're going to need later. We're going to get a wood, because I think we're going to need a wood later. We're going to metal, because we have hedge our bets. And we're going to need one of each resource eventually. Saxony coming up with their second mech. That'll be next turn. They might move. Yeah, go get that encounter. See what they get. This is going to have a lot to do with how quickly... Okay, so... the 2 food and popularity would be really good for them. Yeah. Because now what they can do is they can get this, they can get their enlist, their combat card enlistment, which is going to feed them combat cards from Albion, who's going to get 2 more, and me, who's probably going to get 4 more. So that's at least 6 cards that Albion is going to get because they got that encounter and had the... Now, if there's one nice thing, it's that they wasted their upgrade, if you look to the bottom right there, because what they could have done is they could have just moved there, paid $2, and gotten 3 food. So now we want to do that produce that we were going to do before. This spot over here is probably the safest spot in the game to get away from Saxony. What's he got here? He went underpass. He may be gunning for us. Let's see what happens here. Now that we're starting to spread out our guys here, we're going to upgrade our produce. See what Saxony wants to do. Produce. So never do this if you're Albion. He put a flag next to his home base. These flags, if you control the territory at the end of the game, the flag counts as an extra hex, an extra territory. But it doesn't work if it's next to Albion's home base. It's also a teleporter, but why do you need to teleport when the space is just one movement action away from your home base? Don't put flag tokens here or here if you're Albion. He's going to get 4 oil off this encounter. Albion moves a lot because they only move one space at a time, so that's not a bad It's not a bad encounter for them. He's going to get 2 extra upgrades off of it. Okay. So we're going to produce now. It's a good thing we got that wood because we're going to need it. And we're going to get a mill. We're going to put the mill right here. Because what that's going to mean is next time we produce, we're going to make 2 wood. And that will be enough to build another building. We are also good to get that extra oil there, because now we have enough oil for another upgrade. Let's see here. Start upgrading our enlist here. We only have 1 worker out here on food, so we want to get this as cheap as we can. See what our point totals look like. We're ahead right now on the power of the coin. We have 4 on the building bonus. What is the building bonus? I mean, it doesn't matter that much because we are not going to move very far or be able to build our buildings very far away. It's next to encounters. So we'll probably build next to these 3, which will give us what? Yeah, we're not getting any more out of the building bonus than we already have. 4 coin though is nice. Now here's where you want to put a flag. Yeah, there we go. Saxony moved last turn. 5-4 says, anyone have the Discord link to hand? If you're talking about, are you talking about the Discord to the Scythe server? If you, my Discord username's in the top left. If you want to send me a friend request, I will send you the link to the Scythe Discord. I mean, I don't mind giving it out to everybody. I'm just... Actually, you know what? Here. I'll generate an invite link on my phone real quick. Um, okay, I gotta take my turn though. We're gonna upgrade. Make that enlist even cheaper. Okay. Discord.gg/ZQHHDT. And you guys are going to see this like 30 seconds before I actually enter it in. Yeah, 5-4. I don't know if that's the one you're in or not. Okay. Start spending some of this wood we have here. And what do we need? We don't need combat cards because all we got is this guy right here. Start with the power. We don't want to appear any more threatening than we have to. If we get popularity, we'll jump to the next tier, which will give us a... Well, right now it's just a 3-coin increase, but I'd rather have 27 right now than 30 because the name of our game is not getting interrupted. I hope that's a new Discord server for you, 5-4. May not be, but I haven't seen you on it, so unless your Discord name could be different than your YouTube name. So I may have seen you a lot. What's Albion looking like here? They only have 8 coins despite having the patriotic board, so alright. Let's produce again. And this is where we really hope the Saxony doesn't come to steal our resources. Because right now they can. No, they can't. They didn't get Riverwalk. Whew. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. 5-4 says, I tend not to chat so much. Been busy with work, but just got paid off last week, so I'm getting back into gaming. Loving your games. I'm learning a lot. Thanks, man. Really appreciate it. Just started doing this about a week and a half ago. Got about 1,300 views on everything combined, and I'm up to 66 subscribers now, so I'm just doing it for fun. but I'm having fun. Okay. Hmm. Now we're going to go for popularity because we already hit tier 2 anyway. Saxony still can't get their Riverwalk mech yet, so we're safe for now. Pfeiffer says having fun is important. Yeah, man, definitely. Definitely. Saxony's moving out, still can't attack me. He's actually moving off of metal, which is interesting. He's got his eye on Albion, I guess, who has the power star. I mean, rough game for Saxony. I'm not giving him anybody he can attack to get combat cards, and Albion's got the power star, so we've got a bit of a conundrum here. We've got one more produced build before we get the build star, so we want to get 3 workers onto this village, but we need 4 oil to get the upgrade star, and if we move these workers off, we're not going to get that last 2 oil on our produce. What we'd like is these 2 workers to go to a village. Albion's village is free. Albion doesn't have a speed mech. So if this goes here, and this goes here, and this goes here, then we can produce on 4 spaces because we have the build upgrade and we have a mine. So that's what we're going to do. Saxony have Riverwalk yet? They do not. Can they get Riverwalk in the near future? They cannot. I'm not going to give Albion any reason to think he should come back here. And remember, we said we're going to have to build 1 mech to get our objective. And we'll put the last building, we'll put the mine over here, because no, we won't put the mine over there because there's no difference in being adjacent to 2 encounters versus 3 encounters, and we're already adjacent to 2, so adding the 3 does nothing for us. So we'll put the mine here because there are 4 workers here that we can then distribute to tunnels instead of just what are going to be 2 workers here. How's that score doing? Did he get Burrow? He didn't get Burrow. See, he can't invade us either. I mean, we're losing the star count, but guys, look at the score. All right. Okay, this is going to work out nicely. We're at 13 power. Next turn we produce, build a mine somewhere here, get the worker star and the build star. The turn after that, we can either get some coin or start moving our workers out to tunnels. And then produce. I'm sorry, and then get our upgrade star. And then after that, we can bolster to get the power star and the enlist star. And then we might have to produce one more time. We'll see. Albion just got a factory card. Oh, but they just used the factory card. I was gonna say they could come up here and take our food, which would be mean, but they could do it. I wouldn't blame them. They still don't have Burrow. Saxony still doesn't have Riverwalk. They can't touch us, guys. They can't invade our peninsula. This is wonderful. Got a 15 coin lead, and we're about to hit tier 3 popularity. We'll be up to about 64. So our objective is to have an upgrade, which we have, a mech, which we don't have, a structure, which we have, a recruit, and one of each resource, which we currently have. But if we trade two, problem is if we trade two metal, we won't have one, and get the mech, we won't have one of each resource. If we move, we'll use up the oil, but we'll get the upgrade. So then we could trade two metal, but we're still one oil short. We can't end this game super quickly, unfortunately. That should have been a nice little boost right there. Yeah, look at that, guys, 81. See, that's what you got to do with these no-mech strategies. You got to kind of coast under the radar. You got to not be so far ahead that they think you're a problem, because people tend to get focused on combat and the mechs, and they can lose track of the score. So you got to make sure they don't get too focused on you, they leave you alone long enough, and then if they don't make the right decisions, if Albion doesn't get Burrow, Saxony doesn't get Riverwalk, suddenly they're just not in a position to stop us. Because next turn we use our one food, we get an extra popularity, we use up our food. Actually though, we're not going to do that next turn. I'll tell you why. Because we're going to have to trade twice to get our objective. We're going to have to trade once to get our mech. 2 metal. And we're going to have to trade again to get an oil and a food to have one of each resource. We can't do 2 trade actions in a row, so if we go for these 2 stars, power star and enlist star right now with this food, we'll trade and then we'd have to do something else. So what we're going to do, why aren't they bumping my workers? Albion should bump workers. Right? Nope. He's focused on doing his thing. They both have 16 power. That's crazy. So we're going to trade to go ahead and oh, there we go. Now he still doesn't have burrow, so he can't go through here. He can move again next turn because that was his factory card. So we are going to go ahead and spend this food, contrary to what I said. That just means the game's going to go a little bit longer. It's probably going to go 23 turns, which is crazy long for an online game. But that's a way to win. One way to win is to rush the game. We've done that some tonight. Win in 15, 16 turns. And then another way to win the game is to get so far out ahead that no one else can end the game. Poor Saxony never had a chance this game, because Albion has so much power and we didn't give him anything to fight. I mean, Albion's done fine, but they should have more stars this far in. And they can't fight Saxony because Saxony has too much power. I mean, Saxony could triple team this guy here. But he's not doing it because he's tier 2 popularity. Okay, that's what he was going for. He got the power objective, which is the last thing he needs right now. He's spreading out, but he's still a good bit behind. Put the speed mech over here is what we're going to do. Albion may use his factory card again to teleport here and then attack us. I'm sure he has the combat card to do it. I was thinking we could use this to kind of spread out back here, but he's going to kick us back to base, I think. Get a combat star. That's okay though. Saxony's making his move. wonder if Saxony knows that the attacker wins the tie. Because he just threw down 13 against a single unit that could only put up 12. So let's see if Albion hits our mech right there. I bet they do. See if 3 resources drop somewhere. That'll tell us. Or they might bolster and get their mech. Their third mech, we'll see. Nope, they're coming for us, guys. Right here. Rally to there, 1 move. Hit that, 2 moves. What's he thinking about? I mean, there's a good argument to make that he should have gotten his third mech and put it there to defend that spot. He didn't see it. I mean, that's the only explanation, right? Or he's just mad at Saxony for taking his... Was that his food? Twelve to 3. With full bore. They must just be duking it out for a second. That's all I can figure. Okay, we can't trade this turn, or we could get our objective and win the game. So we're going to move. Just take over Albion's entire backyard. And get an encounter, because why not? We moved. We don't need resources. Normally we'd look at that and go, yay, we can get oil and get an upgrade because we just moved. We don't want to give up tier 3. Yeah, I mean, there really wasn't much chance that the encounter did anything for us, but there it is. $105. I haven't gotten over 100 in a while. So we've had a game tonight where we didn't even get to 50 and we won. And we're about to have a game where what are we gonna get? We're gonna be at what, 109? We don't mess this up. Oil, food. Hedge your bets. Alright, well, that shows you that with Nordic agriculture, it is hard to win the game quickly if you go mechless, but you can create enough separation between you and the rest of the group that, given enough time, you end the game and you win the game. So that's 112 coins with Nordic agriculture.